2 years ago, I was unable to sit in my office for more than 40 minutes at a time. And each session that I do with a client is 50 minutes. So, doing that quick math, you know that the last 10 minutes of each session for me were extremely difficult. We add to this that I often had 2 to 3 sessions back to back. So, I would get an approximate 10-ish minute break if I was lucky, sometimes 2 minutes between clients where I could stand up. And then I had to sit back down and do another 45, 50 minutes. That was not a very fun time for me. I want to help you guys understand how Dr. Berg's channel helped me to make a huge change in my life and what we can learn from what I learned that I'm hoping is going to help you to make a huge change in your life. This is kind of my way of paying things forward. Hello everyone, welcome to Mind Blowing Health and Wellness with Violet. The reason that I make these videos is I want people to understand that your mental health and physical health come together to create that overall sense of well-being. If you find this kind of video helpful, please consider subscribing. So 2 years ago, I had a hip problem. I went through a winter with this problem, and what I initially thought was that it was a weight problem, and I was really focused my attention on trying to lose weight. I did a lot of walking, and I was eating super healthy for what I understood healthy to be at that point in time. Lots of vegetables, and just keeping my fat really low, and just eating super what I thought was clean at the time. And I managed to lose 0 pounds over a 6-month period and still live in a tremendous amount of pain. So eventually I went online and I did some research, and I figured out that I had an inflammation problem. So that was step one. And so step two for me was figuring out, okay, well, what causes inflammation? And what I ended up figuring out was that inflammation is caused by excessive carbohydrate intake and poor quality oils. So over the next month and a half, 2 months, because I got that information in February, the beginning of February, and I didn't do anything about it till April 20th. So it's about a month and a half. And over the course of that period of time, I was doing a lot of research. So first of all, make sure that this was true information. But second of all, to understand how could I solve this problem? Because when I did some research about what carbohydrates were, I learned that it was all sugars. So starch, regular sugar, and fiber, they're all part and parcel of what's considered carbohydrates. And I'm like, well, how will I not eat those things? I was extremely scared because I was then in that situation where I was figuring out that apparently I have a condition of inflammation that's being caused by the normal foods that I'm eating, trying to be healthy. And this freaked me out. So I found the ketogenic diet. And when I was looking at the ketogenic diet, what I learned was that if I keep my carbohydrate intake to 20 grams of carbs, then my body would be able to manage the food that I was eating. And if my body could manage the food that I was eating, my inflammation would subside. So I embarked on this journey, scared as I was, because my number one thought was, okay, well, I can't eat bread because 2 slices of bread I'm already over. I can't eat rice or pasta. I was like super worried about how could I do this. And then I fell on Dr. Berg's videos. And honestly, with everything that I was watching and all the different bits of advice I was getting, Dr. Berg was the only one that said you could eat as much above the ground vegetables as you want and as much salad as you want, as long as everything else you keep to 20 grams or less.
I don't recommend including your vegetable carbohydrates in the formula for the carbs. So we don't want to put a restriction on vegetables because they're a carbohydrate. So instead we want to put a requirement that you need to do vegetables 7 to 10 cups. And that way it can make keto healthy.
Now, being the person that I am, I heard that information, and what I did with it was I said, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how much above the ground vegetables could I actually eat before I got to 20 grams of carbs. Because I was super scared to go past the 20 grams because the reason for me to need to be able to sit was so severe. You know, I want to back up a minute because I want to say something. Going to work is important, right? You need to work to be able to afford to live in the home you live in and to purchase food and clothing and all the things. So the idea that I couldn't sit and do my job scared me a lot. It scared me a lot, but you kind of, the other side of that was there was a possibility, and I knew this going into this, that there would be some kind of medication I could probably take that would have taken the pain away. I hate taking medication. Let's just start with that. Headaches, if I have an injury, like I really always try to go natural route before I will take anything. But it was in my head that if I needed to take something, I could. What scared me more than needing to take a medication to sit in my office was the idea that I would not be able to continue to snowboard, ski, longboard, ride my bike, rollerblade, like all the things that I love to do, because I was convinced that what I actually had starting was arthritis. So there are people in my family who have it, and I was feeling like, you know, my fingers and hands were also starting to bother me, so I was feeling like this was what was happening. All that to say that when I found Dr. Berg's channel and he's saying that if I eat this way, I'm going to fall within the ketogenic lifestyle and I would be able to move forward, it gave me a sense of calm knowing that I would have enough food to eat. You know, it's really weird to think, but because I'm not a foodie and I'm not that person that cares about like eating, and I've said that on this channel multiple times. Food was never a priority for me. However, I've also said on this channel a bunch of times that snacking was like a big thing. Like could eat chocolate, or, you know, like chocolate actually was my downfall. But even at this point, I had cut out chocolate because I was trying to lose weight, because I thought that, you know, this was a weight issue initially. So one of the things that I'm trying to help people to understand is that when I learned from Dr. Berg that I could eat as much vegetables as I wanted, and then when I double checked, well, how much vegetables would that actually turn out to be? And saw that it was really a lot of vegetables, that I could easily split that between 2 meals and like have no problem for my day. Everything changed for me. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are frustrated with the fact that Dr. Berg sells products. And there's a lot of idea that, you know, is he like really on keto and pushing keto because of health, or does he push keto because he's able to sell product? I don't think that that's what it is, because every time he mentions a product, he also gives you the natural way to do it. He gives you options. And I think, this is just my personal opinion, but I think there's always going to be people who want an easier option. And if there's a product that they can buy, they're going to buy it. But then there's like people like me who, if they can go natural, they're going to want to go natural. What I'm super happy about when I found his YouTube channel was that he did absolutely always tell the natural way to do things. And as far as I can see, when every time I watch a new video of his, he still does that. So honestly, like I said, I found his channel, I was watching his videos, everything he said made sense. I myself went and I weighed vegetables and I weighed salad, and I was able to eat to the point that I wasn't hungry, sometimes even not being able to finish all of what I put it there. So it took me a little while to figure out how much to put on my plate. But again, it changed my vision of, can I actually do this? I'm making this video because I want to, first of all, express my gratitude towards Dr. Berg for helping me to see that there was a way to eat healthy and take out bread, pasta, rice, from the islands, rice, potatoes. There was a way to take out all these high carbohydrate foods out of my diet, carrots, and then eat good quality vegetables, good quality meats, good quality salads, fuel myself and not be hungry. In a sea of information that was saying ketogenic lifestyle is not sustainable because there's no way that you can eat that way forever. Oh my goodness, is that so not true? We absolutely can eat this way forever, because you just need to understand what foods to choose and then choose them. Spice them the way that you're going to love them, and then just repeat. Just keep doing that. The other thing I'm going to say is that it's been my experience that a lot of people complain that, but you're eating the same thing over and over. And the one thing that I'm going to put out there that frustrates me when people say that, how often do you see people have a side of fries? No matter what they're eating, it's a side of fries, a side of fries. If I can have a side of fries every time, why can't I have a salad or broccoli or cauliflower? As a matter of fact, there's so many different vegetables I can put there rather than putting a side of fries. We need to start being realistic with ourselves and actually look at our week, our month of food. The truth is we usually eat about 7 or 8 different meals when we're cooking at home. And then we go to the restaurant and okay, we're going to get some variety there, but that side of fries is usually there, or side of rice. What is the big deal if I put a side of salad? I want people to understand that being healthy is so much more important than chasing flavors. And I'm appreciative to Dr. Berg because he helped me to put my mind around eat vegetables, focus on being healthy. And I want to push that forward. There was Dr. Berg, but there was also Dr. Westman, Dr. Sivis, Dr. Barry, Dr. Hyman, Dr. Mason, so many other doctors that I follow that helped us to understand that if you really want to be healthy, the first thing you need to think about is fueling your body, building your body, doing the things to reduce insulin resistance, doing hyperinsulinemia, doing the things to get your insulin to being your body to being sensitive to insulin again. And then you're going to have that healthy life that you're trying to accomplish. My life was starting to look bleak to me because the truth for my life, the truth for who Violet is that not being able to snowboard, not being able to longboard, not being able to ride my bike or rollerblade, that to me is like a life of poverty. I'm so much less interested in finance and much more interested in doing things because all of my entertainment is around doing things, and the idea that I wouldn't be able to do things was devastating. I really encourage people to think about mobility. It's not usually something that hits us until we're much older, but then when it hits us, wow, it's so incredibly challenging to be able to go on in life without being able to walk the distance you want to walk or even run at all. Our mobility is everything. My inflammation problem started when I was 22. I had knee problems that started, and you know what? Honestly, I remember thinking to myself that I need to do activities and live my life because if my knees are hurting me now, what's going to happen when I'm 80? Well, it didn't even take me till I was 80 before things really started to kick in and be problematic. But I'm very happy, first of all, that I learned to do all these things. But I'm even more happy that I decided to take an active role in figuring out what was wrong with my hip and look for solutions that weren't about medication. Because if I had looked for a solution that was about medication, I'd still be in the process of feeling horrible. I'm certain of it. Versus where I am now, where I feel so much better. After I started the ketogenic lifestyle, approximately 2 months later, my hip was feeling better. And that's amazing to me. But what's even more amazing is 5 months later, I had lost 70 pounds and was at a weight that I honestly wasn't even trying to get to. When you eat properly, your body does what it's supposed to do, and it gets you back to where you're supposed to be. I'm sitting here at this weight today because I've continued to eat properly. I've continued to follow the principles from all the doctors that I learned from. I've continued because feeling good and living a healthy, happy life matters to me. I want it to matter to you guys too because it really feels good to pass forward what I learned. It feels good that I know that there's people out there who watch my videos and they decide actively to make a change. Taking your total grams of carbohydrates down to 20, I'm not going to say it's easy because it isn't, because you actually have to do a little bit of research to figure out how to do that. What vegetables can I actually eat? What foods, how am I going to spice these foods? But once you do it and you find a way to eat these foods that taste good to you, the benefits of eating this way, of feeling the energy that you get from eating good quality food, the ability to build muscle again and be strong is worth so much. So I'm happy to pay forward what I've learned and say things in a way that I hope people can understand, tackle the psychological piece of the puzzle by understanding why sometimes we let ourselves down because we stop doing something that was giving us a good result. And we don't realize that we stopped doing it because maybe we're scared. We're scared of not being like everybody else. We're scared that somehow we're going to make a mistake, and so better for me to know that I did the wrong thing than to make a mistake. Actually, better for you to trust yourself and keep trying. I believe that sharing knowledge is what's going to help us all to improve. So, like I said, I'm paying it forward, what I learned from all the doctors online, and I'm hoping that my wellness warriors will then pay it forward and share this information with other people that they know. So that together, as we share more and more of how to live a healthy life, more people can be able to get out there, run around, live a strong, healthy body, and engage life the way that they want to engage life. I hope you guys found this video helpful. For everybody who's already a wellness warrior, I want to thank you for being here. And for everybody who's new, please consider subscribing. I make new videos every week talking about the psychology of eating healthy, living healthy, trying to help yourself to be stronger, and solving social problems so that we can live the life we want to live. For those of you who appreciate my content, I want to let you know that I have two different ways that you can contribute to the production of videos. The first one being, I do have Amazon links in the description below. I'm putting for each country. If you choose your country and put that link on your desktop and label it Amazon, whenever you click on that Amazon link to do any purchases, a commission would come to the production of videos. Another way, if you'd like to contribute directly to my channel, you can go to Patreon/Violet Rivera, where you can see the benefits of subscribing and make a contribution. I like making these videos for you guys. Matter of fact, I love it. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thanks for joining me on Mind Blowing Health and Wellness with Violet. I can't wait to talk to you next time.